Aloha and welcome to my radio desk here on Molokai, Hawaii. This is the last in the K180-WLA antenna series. This is my final thoughts on the antenna, and it's going to take a little bit of explaining because this one it tries to be something in its advertising and what it says that it has that it kind of falls short on, but it's still a really good antenna. So I'm going to explain that a little bit. If you watched every episode in the series, you're probably going to kind of know where I'm going on this. But first off, the price point. Let's start at the price point. The K180-WLA, I got mine for $55, and they're still in that area. Comparing that to the MLA 30 Plus, which is about half the price. And the difference between the two, first off, is the size. The MLA 30 is quite a bit bigger in diameter. So if you're looking for portability, being able to store it when not in use, that type of thing, or even have limited space where you're going to mount the antenna, that could make a difference for you. The K180-WLA is only 22 inches in diameter, so it's very small, very easy to handle. You don't have to worry about hitting it on things or catching it on things as much. And it's a whole kit too, which is a little bit of a nice feature for the extra money. It comes with the PVC pipe that you just put together, and it makes for a nice sturdy little unit. And it really comes to making it a useful portable antenna, and easy to use. So then also the reception. We'll get to the reception in a little bit. Maybe I'll save reception for last, and I'll get into the other feature that the K180-WLA talks about, and that is FM. That it is an FM antenna also, and in the antenna box, this is the bias box here right next to the radio. In the antenna box, there's a switch for you to flip it between shortwave and FM, and it does work, as you can see in the my last couple videos. And I did show in about 3 videos ago how inconvenient it is to have to flip that switch. And if you're mounting that antenna up high, you're not going to have access to that switch. And it's not just the simple switch that's on the outside of the box or anything either. It's inside of the box. It's watertight. It's got a rubber seal on it. So you're going to have to loosen 4 screws and take the cover off to get at that switch. So it's not convenient at all. And this is where it really falls short. So if you're looking at that description saying, hey, this is good for FMDXing also, this is going to be great. I'll be able to switch it back and forth. If you're using it as a portable antenna, you can do that, but you still have to loosen those 4 screws all the time to flip the switch. I suppose if you live in a climate and you're putting it out where it's not raining, that type of thing, and taking it in every time, it might not be an issue. You might be able to leave the cover off and leave it exposed and then take it in. But some humidity might get in there too, and it might cause problems. I really don't know. But it is, I guess the point is that it's a lot less of a hassle and a lot more convenient than it would be if you're permanently mounting this antenna. If you're permanently mounting this antenna, you're either getting it for FM and using it for FM, and there's probably a lot of different options out there for FM antennas, and I don't know where this will fit in there, because it definitely does, and you heard from the videos, it does improve the FM reception. But I don't know what else is out there as far as FM antennas to be able to do that also. You can also just, if you're permanently mounting, just leave it switched to shortwave. And that's kind of where I fit. I'm not permanently mounting this, but I mostly listen to shortwave when I'm home. And so it makes it a lot easier. Then it's really not an issue for me because I didn't buy it for the FM feature. I actually was just thinking about the portability is so good. You can take this antenna in a car if you mount it on a small pole or something, 5-foot pole. You can mount it in there. You can throw it in your car, and you can take it out while you're at the park or something and use it that way. So that's the portability it has with only that 22-inch diameter loop. So so that's another option for you to be able to use it that way. So with that, I really think that they tried to oversell here. If you're handy, you might be able to mount the switch or move the switch where you can get it. But again, it's got to be watertight. You might be able to put wires through it or something where you can switch it down towards the base or closer to your radio. I don't know if that's worth it, or it might just open up a bigger can of worms. So in looking at that, just keep that in mind. If you're looking for the dual purpose antenna that they're advertising, this is not very convenient for that. And that is a big thing that I want to make sure everybody's aware of. Also in the kit again, the nice thing, and some people like this feature and some don't, is that you don't have to have a power source, as in you don't have to be close to an outlet or be able to plug it into your phone or plug it into a battery pack. It does have a compartment for a lithium battery, and that's what it runs off. It runs off the lithium battery. And all you have to do is charge that up, and you can charge it right through this box. It's got the place to plug in the cord, and you plug it in. So that's a good thing and a bad thing, for some people. I really like it. I don't think it's a problem at all. The battery seems to run about a good 6 to 7 hours on a charge, so that's quite a bit. Every couple of days, I just go ahead and I plug it in. When you flip the switch, it's got the light that comes on, and then that turns green when you end up plugging it in and charging it. So you know right away you're at full power. So it's pretty nice. So depending on how you feel about that, if you do plug this in and use it while it's being plugged in, which you can do, the instructions say not to do that because that cancels out some of the safety features for the circuit. The only other thing is that I do get some interference with this plugged in. It's funny that I have the MLA 30 Plus plugged in the same way, because that does not take a battery. That has to be plugged in all the time. And I don't get the interference from that as much as I get when I have this one plugged in. So it probably has to do something with the circuitry or whatever. I still like this. And then the battery does not come with the kit, which is one thing. I kind of wish they had it, probably keeping the price down. Again, in the video I mentioned that you can get two types of that battery. You can get the flat top or you can get the button top. I live on Molokai. It's a small island. We only have a couple hardware stores, and there was only one set of batteries left. I only needed one, and it was the button top. So I got that. I had a hard time getting the button top in this case. It really stretched it out. The battery compartment just it's another unit that slides into this box, and this box is fairly thick and doesn't give, so it didn't let that battery compartment expand at all. So I had to actually use pliers and kind of pop it in, but it did go in, and I didn't have an issue. I didn't have to use a lot of force to do it, so it wasn't that big of a problem. But it still didn't just go in and out like a typical battery would. So keep that in mind. They have to get that. I first used it. They didn't say anything about battery not included in the instructions, and I had it plugged in, and it wasn't working any other way. And then I actually looked at it a little bit more. It's like, okay, I popped the top off here, and it needs a battery. So luckily, I was able to get one and continue on. But with that being passed, they're fairly easy, and batteries to come by, very common around in the market. So you shouldn't have an issue with that. As far as everything else, the cables that come with it are great. They're a perfect length for me here. I run it out through my window, have it out on my lanai, gets back to the radio, and then I plug it back into the radio. It really works nice, and it's pretty slick. Very similar to the MLA 30 Plus. After that, they're pretty much identical. So very good. So now let's get into reception. I mean, you saw those videos. You saw the reception videos that I put out. And if you're looking at it, you'll notice on my Grundig, on the crane, where there's a signal meter, as soon as I switch it from the MLA 30 Plus to the K180, the signal strength drops. The signal drops, and but what does happen there? So you think, oh, okay, that's definitely not good. It's just a natural way of thinking about it. But the sound to noise ratio is what really improves with it. There's not near as much noise with the K180-WLA as there is to the MLA 30 Plus, and it's quite a bit of difference. And it's kind of subtle in a way also. You have to really put some hours in at the radio, switching between the two before you really pick up those differences. So on the videos, you might have to watch them a few times before you really catch on and see if it's better or that much better. And I wasn't totally sold right away when I first started using it. But let's cut to the chase right now. I pretty much use the K180-WLA as my main antenna now. I finally got some time to do some DXing where I'm at the radio, turning the dial, looking for stations, looking for weak stations. And there's a few weak stations that sometimes I would only get when the conditions were good, and that type of thing. And I was happy to find a couple of those, and I did do a couple videos on them where you can tell there's a station there on the MLA 30 Plus. But then on the K180, you were actually able to hear it. And then there was one that I put out where the MLA 30 Plus didn't register anything. I couldn't find anything on that frequency, and I plugged in the K180, and I was able to pick up a station. So it was very faint, but this one heard the K180 heard it. The MLA 30 Plus did not. So right then, and the clarity. The clarity is definitely improved with less noise. That's probably the biggest thing, and it's kind of subtle. So it's going to go back to probably the price point for some people, where this being $55, this being half of that, of how much you want to spend on an antenna. The MLA 30 Plus is still a great antenna. I still have it readily available, so it's right on my lanai. It's all hooked up. All I got to do is plug it in, and it's good to go. But if I just have one antenna going out there right now, it's the K180. The noise reduction has really helped quite a bit. If you have an MLA 30 Plus, again, this is the green light version, which typically is the better one. Do you have to get one of the K180s? I don't know whether that's worth it to you or not. If you got the money, sure, I would try it. That's kind of what I did. If money's kind of tight and you're like, I already got an antenna, I don't want to have duplicates or whatever, stick with the MLA 30 Plus. It's a good antenna, and you're fine. With the MLA 30 Plus, just remember that that gain adjustment in there. That's a fine line. It doesn't even do a full revolution, but you have to get that set correctly to actually get the best reception. And the best signal to noise ratio, I think, is what actually you'll be looking for. And there's that other adjustment in the antenna box also. So there's a lot of experimenting to do with that one. With this one, it just there's nothing else in there. There's no other adjustment in there. You just plug it in and it goes. And the good thing is that it does work. The settings on there definitely work on my radios. They handle them pretty much all the same. The FM. I'll just briefly touch on that. You saw that video. I had those. The last couple videos I put out were actually one larger video, but I got tagged because I was doing FM and there was a lot of music on there. So I had to do some cutting, and I just ended up making it 2 smaller videos. The FM works the same as the shortwave. it cuts down on the noise, and so you're able to hear that station a lot clearer. So if you're looking for better sound, yes, this does do a good job on FM radio, and it really makes the signal, if you're listening to music, it really makes a big difference. There was actually a couple times where I did not pick up anything using the telescopic antenna here on the radio, where the K180 picked up the station. So I do pick up a lot more stations with it also. So that is there. Again, but I'm not comparing it because I don't know any other FM antennas out there. There could be some that are a lot better and for less money, for all I know. So we'll leave the FM portion aside, but it definitely does work on FM. I wanted to make sure everybody's aware of that. So there you have it. So let me know if you got one of these. Do you use it for FM and shortwave? Do you only use it for one? Do you have it permanently mounted? How's it working for you? Did you replace it with something else? That's something else. Sometimes, I'm always looking for something better. Of course, we kind of all do. And there's actually another one or two antennas out there I wouldn't mind trying that I'll probably pick up in the future. And we'll see if this one gets replaced also. But for now, I'm really happy with this antenna. And I do recommend you taking a look at it when you're trying to decide and you're making a purchase. Send me any questions in the comments. I'll be happy to answer them. And hopefully you enjoyed this series. Aloha.